Okay, we're off to go work on getting the pod finished off so we can film this weekend. But first, I've got to eat breakfast. I had to start counting calories because I didn't eat enough. I sometimes get distracted by wanting to get stuff finished, so I don't eat. So, my calorie counter says I need to eat about 1,000 calories. Or 800, something like that. Okay, so we're here working on the pod. Kind of our objectives are, one, finishing the pod with the paint and the exterior stuff. But really beyond that, one thing we realized is about every single shot that we have the pod in, we will have to move the pod to face a different direction or move to an area that doesn't have footsteps already. That way it looks like Man in Boots is approaching this and he's the first person to have approached it in, you know, forever. So with that in mind of having to move the pod for every single shot for, you know, 7 shots, we need to make it really easy to put the pod back together. It's in 2 pieces, so it's easy to move, so we don't lose time in fighting the pod. So that's what we're trying to figure out right now.
It's designed to cut foam. So this right here is designed to heat up really hot so we can cut a foam with it. So it just like melts right through foam like butter. So I'm here with my friend Alex, who is an electrical engineer. And we are trying to solve what it takes to heat up this wire to melt the foam. So, yeah, hi Alex.
Hey.
And he's pulled out this his trusty voltmeter. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, digital multimeter.
We're gonna see exactly how much voltage we need to melt this foam. This is now the moment of truth. We have attached our computer cord to our transformer, whatever you call that thing that puts out 5 volts instead of the 150 that comes out of the wall. It's on. Set up my foam. Okay. Moment of truth.
Seems a lot better.
Much better. Yeah. Come on, come off. It works! Weston, it works, finally! I love cutting foam with a sharp knife. It's so satisfying. There, that's good enough for now. Come down here, take a look at this.
Like, this is nice for look, but it doesn't allow us to leverage it by attaching it.
Right.
And so that's why I think if we were to have a full piece,
I think it just might be easier to actually cut a square out of here, glue that square onto this piece of wood.
Oh.
And that way you can just slide it on and slide it off.
I get you.
Yeah. That'd be the easiest thing to do. Because there's also another, yeah, I put 2 boards on each side.
Oh.
So we can put a square here and a square here.
Okay, so then what if we use this guy?
We can.
And attach him into the wood and keep this guy on the wood?
Yeah, yeah, that could be one.
And then I was thinking of putting the reverse.
I like your cut. It's almost like you glued it there, it's so tight.
Yeah, I cut it just a bit smaller than what it actually is. So the styrofoam keeps itself in. It's good. So it looks really goofy now, but once it's all painted, man, it'll look nice and textured.
We're testing the angle of the shot at this point because we've added a few more trinkets to the pod. These little textures that will give it some really nice, just make it look good on camera. But it messes up one of the shots that we had in mind where we had a logo that was supposed to go there, right?
Yeah, so
of some type.
So there's kind of a key element, which is the logos that each community has its own logo, and you'll learn more about that, you know, in like chapter 7 or 8. but it's kind of important to get them shown in these first chapters. So one of our issues is trying to set up the shot to where we have this tilt up to what we're looking at, which is Man in Boots coming towards the pod, and trying to see if we can still get the logo in frame and Man in Boots in frame, which is one advantage of owning our own film equipment, is we can film it, or we can do a test with the actual equipment that we'll be using so we can know that it works perfectly in this lens. So we're going to test it. So I think probably the best way to do it is put almost like a VIN, you know, of the vehicle basically, or of the spaceship. We can put the logo.
ID number.
Yeah.
Some type of ID number.
Yep, the identification. So put like the logo here upside down because it's, you know, upside down ship. And then put like, you know, what number it is, what the name of it is, what, you know, section it comes from, building times and all that stuff. And just put it on like a big sticker. We stick on there, and what that does, it allows us to get a really nice simple angle to where you're looking at it, you don't know what it is, but obviously the logo stands out.
Right.
And then when we do a slight tilt up, it allows us to see the whole ship, and then we can stop it, still keeping the ship in frame and then having Man in Boots off in the distance. That way this still stays framed. I like it.
Perfect.
Okay, well, it's another late night. Right before the shoot, we're finishing off the pod. We had a whole bunch of people over finishing stuff off, and man, were there a lot of hang-ups. It was quite interesting. I think almost every step of the process of painting the pod, it was like, man, this looks disgusting and it doesn't look real. And, you know, we put on another layer, it looks disgusting, doesn't look real. Put on another layer, another layer, another layer, and eventually we got it to where now we're happy with it. It looks convincing on camera, which is the most important part. And we've got, you know, ideas built into it that help the character interact with it. So get more of those little decal vinyls to make everything feel alive and like it has a purpose. Then we just have to finish painting this yellow down just a bit by giving it a black wash so it looks nice and disgusting. Anyways, all you do is take some black paint or brown paint or whatever paint you want, water it down so it's really liquidy, so it kind of drips off, and then you just dab it. Okay, so this is a section after a wash. See how it kind of blends in really nice? And then that's a section before a wash, and you can tell it just sticks out like a sore thumb. It doesn't look like all the pieces are cohesive together. We just go through and wash everything with different colors, and you just kind of let it run and make a mess, and it looks beautiful. And then there's some damaged areas where we kind of want it to be just a bit darker than everything else. So we're gonna go ahead and do a lot more wash and kind of let it sink into there. That way this little corner is gonna be a lot blacker than the rest. So it looks like, you know, it was damaged or burnt or whatever during normal usage.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the bonus features and enjoy the next one. Cheers.